Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Apologies for the washing machine in the background. One day I will have a video that's of high quality, good lighting and no background noise. And that's a promise that I cannot fulfill. So today we're going back over to Verdant and we're having a look at Puttty, but the triple IPA version. 10% ABV, brewed with Azaka, Galaxy and Mosaic. I enjoyed this year's version, but I will always say I know that Verdant can brew equally as good, if not better, double IPAs throughout the year. But do enjoy the fact that there's a bit of an occasion to it. And I'm sure it works well in Verdant's favour, because I think they'll tend to find people making more purchases to get themselves a can or two, and then obviously throw other beers into their order. And it gets people into bars. It's great for, bottle shops and craft beer bars and places like that, so they can put on little events. They can have it stocked in the fridge, and of course you don't always tend to go to a place just to buy one can in the fridge. You'll justify it by picking up other cans, so it works all round regardless of what you think of the beer. But I have enjoyed the triple IPA versions, the ones that I have had over the last few years. Now, I bought this and the Cloudwater birthday triple IPA with the intention of doing a bit of a side-by-side, just to add some potentially interesting content onto the channel. But I can't be bothered. I'm in the mood for a beer. I'm about to cook a pizza. This is Asda's Saporito range, so it's them trying to be posh. And yeah, so I'm going to have a damn good Friday evening. And I might still end up doing a review of the Cloudwater Triple IPA, even though that's probably not the best since I'm in work tomorrow. But it is what it is. We shall find out what I do. Anyway, so yeah, looking forward to this. I do like a good triple IPA. I think it's a criminally underrated style within the IPA family. But of course, just because it's bigger doesn't always mean it's going to be better than its lower ABV counterparts or styles. But we shall see. Relatively fresh this, but not fresh enough for me to capitalise on its freshness. I'm not that sort of YouTuber anyway. So beer in a glass then, and it's sort of like a dulled orangey yellow, still very, very hazy. It's still got a sense of vibrancy about it when it decides to fucking focus. And then just shy of two fingers worth of a really compact white head. Could have poured it a little bit better, but it is what it is, folks. And we all know that the beer will completely change the more I drink it after I've finished this review. So always see these reviews as like a preliminary tasting, or don't. Anyway, this is one of those beers that I don't think you have to recommend someone tries, because a lot of people will just be buying it anyway. So it is what it is. But it's looking good. Let's see what it smells like. Oh, it smells good. What I really like about triple IPAs, especially the hazy, East Coast style, is there's always a real sort of warming character to it, although it's got these bright, vibrant, hoppy tones. I mean, you can just about smell ABV in there. But yeah, it almost has this sort of pepper, bell pepper sort of character to it. A little bit of citrus, grapefruit, like a bruised mango or something like that. Like a really sweet fruit that's starting to turn, if you know what I mean, when those savoury characters come out. And there is a little bit of dankness there. Yeah, it's definitely got an oomph in terms of its ABV on the nose, but it doesn't smell boozy. You just know that this is going to be a big IPA. And let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, yes. There's no hiding the ABV on this one. But again, doesn't taste boozy. You just know, because there's a big warmth as you go down, as the beer goes down. I'm not going down on the beer, but that is big and bold. When was this can done? Canned on the 17th of February this year. It's now currently is it the 7th or the 8th? I think the date on the watch is wrong. There is still a little bit of an slightly abrasive greenness, but for me personally, I can overlook that due to the strength of the ABV. I think it works well, that character. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like a green hop burn ridden IPA anyway. I think it's an intriguing flavour that can sometimes really work well, dependent on what hops are being used in that beer. But to me, it just sort of gives this a bit of an edge. Body is wonderful. Now obviously I reviewed the other putty a couple of weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer now. No, couldn't have, because it's only a couple of weeks old, really, a few weeks old. And I don't remember it being as savoury or as dank as this. Really big bitterness on this one. Obviously I think if you have this for maybe a few weeks longer, it's going to mellow down slightly. But when you've got a triple IPA, do you want it to be a mellow experience? I don't know. I just love triple IPAs. It doesn't have that like fruity vibrancy that I remember the regular putty having this year. There's still those fruity characters there, but it's almost got like a sticky resiny, like a sweet resin, not quite, you know, West Coast marmalade, which sounds like a really bad, you know, electronic song from 2006. But it doesn't. That's a really terrible attempt at trying to be witty, but bit of orange has come through there. Yeah, you're tasting the ABV a bit more as you drink it. I could imagine some people might not be the biggest fan of that. It does have that ever so slight ethanol-esque impression. But like I said, if you're going to have a 10% ABV IPA, make it taste like a 10% ABV IPA. I mean, I've had much harsh beers that are even lower than this in terms of its ABV. But I like this. This is very, very nice. Although I think I should slow down on the consumption. Now I really want to crack open the Cloudwater Triple IPA as well, but I'm going to be sensible. Went to Asda on my way home from work, picked up a 4-pack of Faith, dependable. Might just have a couple of cans of that. But no, I think I prefer this over the regular putty. I think I had that same opinion last time. Probably didn't. You can look back on the videos if you so wish to do so. But yeah, to me it's a lot more interesting. And I want more triple IPAs. It's like I want more UK brewed Doppelbox, which doesn't seem to really happen often at all. But this to me is just, it's a bit better. Well, in fact, I think it is much better than the regular putty. Putty itself is not a bad beer. It's Verdant doing what Verdant do well. Really hop forward IPAs. And they do it year upon year with putty, but I will still stand by that notion that you'll get just as good, if not better, more satisfying experiences from Verdant throughout the year. But when they amp it up to this level, I'd be well happy with a few more cans of this. And that's like bell peppery paprika thing is coming through, which I don't know if anybody else ever gets that. Only so really individual. But no, very good. If you haven't done so already, you're probably going to pick it up anyway. You've probably already had it. You've probably done your comparisons. You've probably had your mates around. You've probably done your videos or your posts on social media. But no. Would it be a little bit more satisfying if it was mellowed out a little? Probably. But like I said, I think that slight hot burn works really well in the context of what the beer actually is. So yeah, it's obviously going to be a recommendation. So if you've tried it this year, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. What did you think of Puttty? If you want to see my thoughts on Puttty this year, a few videos back now. Go watch that if you want to. You don't have to. You really don't have to at all. In fact, I would dissuade you from watching any of my beer reviews. Oh, that's a harsh burp. But yeah, that 10% ABV is not hiding anywhere, and I like it for it. So it's got an abrasiveness to it, it's got a harshness to it. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, but I think that's a damn fine triple IPA. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. I'm about to make myself some pizza, and I shall see you all later for another beer review. I'm on a roll of actually uploading stuff and putting descriptions and thumbnails on, so I'm making progress. Cheers, guys.